Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Draft and Drive. My name is Josh. I'm here with my sister, Alexia. We are just coming off the weekend here at Michigan with just Cup and Trucks. Trucks don't matter because we don't watch them. But we had the Cup weekend, and just fresh off the race, literally finished like 20 minutes ago, and what a doozy. Crash Fest. What are you thinking?
Well, let's start off with, once again, the elephant in the room. New studio, new podcast setup. Third weekend, I'm sitting in the fucking dark. This fucking light won't turn on. So we have this makeshift light and screen on here. If you can't see me, it is what it is. Throwback to the Bristol podcast where it was a one-man show. You were the only one on the screen.
Yeah,
can't see me again.
Don't ever go back to watch that. That was absolutely the worst podcast in the history of podcasts that have ever been made. Not even on our channel, just period. But hey, I think we actually jobbed it pretty good, so it's not that bad, in my opinion.
But no O'Reilly race this week, so we can honestly just go. You finished first last week with Sam Mayer. I had Jesse Love. Who are you picking for Pocono?
I'm going default, Justin Allgaier. He's best. He's fast every single place we go. I expect it to be the same at Pocono. Who are you picking?
Going Jesse Love again. I'm picking him again. He got second there last year, and I just feel like RCR's got a little flame under their ass, and they got something to prove, so. And he was fast the previous weekend, so. I don't know, we'll see. Jesse Love, I think he's the one to beat at Pocono. But that's it for O'Reilly, unless you have something. So.
Yeah, that's our O'Reilly notes of the day. So, we'll go straight into the Cup race, which just finished. Denny Hamlin starts on the pole, but he winds up starting in the back after he gets damage in practice. Connor Zilic spins on lap 2 on his own, and then on the next restart, he spins again. A couple laps later, this time he hits the inside wall. He is done for the day. He is frustrated on the radio. Has a very short interview after his day is done.
Nothing short of a shitty year. That man, I swear to God, if there's a caution in the race, I always see Connor Zilic crashing at least once a race.
Yeah.
He's had a horrible year. They've had horrible luck. Trackhouse itself has been terrible. But him specifically, he has to be maybe above Cody Ware and Alex Bowman. I would say he has to be the next one up in the point standings. I don't have it in front of me right now, but he has to be max 34th.
Yeah, when he was on the O'Reilly broadcast, he was like, he was talking, this person's fighting for the lucky dog. I didn't realize how important that fight was until this year. Obviously, his Trackhouse is horrible. He is horrible. He was dominating last year, so not used to it, at least not in recent time. Tyler Reddick goes on to win stage number 1. Brad Keselowski will blow a tire. He will spin, bring out the caution. Later on, Carson Hocevar will turn John Hunter Nemechek on the restart, who crashes Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon, and Ty Gibbs. Reddick is done for his very first DNF of the year. Dillon, huge crash. He thought he was clear, gassed up, slammed into Reddick, ending both of their days. Ty Gibbs wound up being a couple laps down. He was taken out of pretty much contention. Let's see. Next restart, John Hunter Nemechek. Once again, this time he wrecks Brad Keselowski, who is done. Both of them having their second incident of the day. Chase Elliott will win stage number 2. Do you have something you just looked up?
Oh, Connor Zilic is 34th. I was right. I said max 34th. He's 34th.
Who's he beating? Where and who else?
It has to be Bowman. Oh, no. They took Kyle Busch out. So he's just meeting Ware. Bowman actually passed him, missing a couple races, so.
That's embarrassing for Zilic.
Yeah.
Let's see. I said Chase Elliott wins stage number 2. Zane Smith, who's having a good race and has had a good couple weeks, he spins and wrecks, bringing out a caution. Let's see. Chase Elliott gets loose and nearly kills Christopher Bell. Both of them are done. Christopher Bell slams the outside wall. Both of them do climb out of the car afterwards. No interview with Bell. He declines, but he does get released from the infield care center after a bit of an extended period. But
hopefully by the time this gets released, we'll kind of get an update on Bell. But as of right now, everything's been hush-hush, so we don't know anything. All we know is that Joe Gibbs went to go check on him. He did get released, but he was there for an extended
took a heck of a shot.
Time. Yeah.
Let's see. Crash on yet another restart. Michael McDowell will turn Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who collects Shane Van Gisbergen, Noah Gragson, Josh Berry, Ty Dillon, and Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece, remember, he's close to that bubble. Not good for him. And my next bullet point, Denny Hamlin wins Michigan after he starts in the rear, tying now, wins with 63 with Kyle Busch. Wow. Crash fest towards the end. First half was pretty rough. Crash fest towards the end. And I figure I'll just say it now because we're just fresh off the race. Prime has a pretty rough broadcast. You and I were talking about it briefly, but we're like, we got to save it for the podcast. So we saved our thoughts. And here's my list of things that was not very good with the podcast. They were having issues with the ticker. The gap was fluctuating like crazy. It was going between, like, I was watching Austin Cindric, as I do, miserably, but the gap was going between 5 seconds and like 12 seconds in the span of a lap, like 4 times. I don't know what was going on with that. Kim Kuhn's mic was horrible, cut out for like 5 seconds every single time she interviewed somebody. We were missing multiple on-track battles during the last stint where Denny Hamlin was 10 seconds in front. Missed the battle with Austin Cindric. He passed like 3 cars in a lap. He, of course, then lost them all, but still, we missed it. And then on the last lap, yes, and I understand you want to show Denny Hamlin as he crossed the line, but we had like 11 seconds or whatever it was, that a gap it was. We missed. Kyle Larson just barely beat Carson Hocevar to the line on the last lap, and we're sitting here zooming in on Denny Hamlin's crew going on pit lane. Show the action. Listen, I don't know.
Listen, if we are going to be harsh and be harsh with Fox, who you know is dog shit. If we're going to be harsh with Fox, then we have to be honest and then say when Prime has bad broadcasts too. I know everyone is so in love with Prime, and Prime is my favorite too, but like, we got to call them out and be like, hey, like, this one wasn't great.
Yeah.
Like, fix your issues. You know, Prime so far seems that they're listening to the people. I mean, they had such a great start, and everyone was so, like, gung-ho about
everyone's
them last
rooting
year.
for them to do well.
Yeah, exactly.
We've seen what it can be, but we want that to be the standard, not just the peak.
Yeah, so, I mean, if they listen to us, easy fix. Fix Kim Kuhn's mic. They should have fixed it after the second time it happened. But yeah, we missed some on-track stuff. I said to you as there was 1 lap to go, I said, I think Larson's going to pass Hocevar. And I had no idea because I'm looking at Denny Hamlin, you know, celebrating in the car, and then his crew, whatever. After the finish, and all of a sudden Larson went above Hocevar. I said, yep, he passed him. We didn't see it, but we saw it.
Yeah,
the finish.
Nothing was happening either. I mean, it's not like there was battles, you know, second or third. Everyone was pretty spaced out at that point, so go to the battles, I say. But
so yeah, we got to call them out. We got to be honest with. A little bit of glazing for Prime for Denny Hamlin today. And don't get me wrong, Denny Hamlin is having a great year. He's doing great, and he was going to tie Kyle Busch's record. But like, there was a little bit of glazing today by Prime with being in love with Denny Hamlin. Don't get me wrong, he came from the back. It was great, but like, there was a difference when Chase Elliott was in the lead. There was a difference when Kyle Larson was in the lead, when Tyler Reddick was in the lead. Who was after Chase Elliott? It doesn't even matter. But as soon as Denny Hamlin came in the lead, they were like, oh my god, Denny Hamlin!
Yeah, and you would expect that kind of treatment from Chase Elliott, but...
Yeah. So that was also my issue, is that there was a little bit of glazing today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I understand if he's out front, but he wasn't out front for very long, so why is he getting the most glaze when Chase Elliott led the most laps? And listen, I don't want to hear Chase Elliott glazing any day of the week. Don't get it twisted here, but...
You know what I say, Tony Romo, he glazes over Josh Allen, and sometimes it can be a tough listen when you gotta mute those broadcasts when Tony Romo is doing the Buffalo Bills game, because you're like, oh my god, is this man in love with Josh Allen?
Yeah. My fans out there know the South Park meme.
Yep.
All right, my race pick for Michigan, Christopher Bell. He was like running up to second at one point. However, he crashed, finished next to last. I'm almost positive he beat me.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin. Got the dub.
Nice. So, hey, are you picking any different than that for next week?
Nope, I'm going Denny Hamlin again, and my reasoning is Denny Hamlin has 7 wins there at Pocono, and I think he's the guy to beat. I think he's going to go for 3 in a row. Who's your pick?
I agree with your Denny Hamlin pick. I absolutely would have picked him, because why would I not? It's kind of like the Justin Allgaier pick. It's kind of like Austin Hill at like Daytona, you know, for the O'Reilly series. You say, well, what am I going to do? Be stupid and not pick him? My race pick for Pocono, Ryan Blaney, finished second last year. Team Penske had a very good showing today, which we'll get into in just a little bit. They all had speed this week, even Austin Cindric, even if he just kept shooting himself in the foot and couldn't make a pass all day. If the pit crew holds up, Ryan Blaney, I expect him to do well. I guess I'll go into my good surprise. Team Penske, they had speed. Crazy. After a couple horrible weeks, especially for Joey Logano, and average weeks for Ryan Blaney and Austin Cindric just being everywhere on the racetrack except passing cars. Very good day for Team Penske. Almost got all in the top 10. Austin Cindric attempted to pass with like 3 laps to go. Almost crashed himself. Typical Austin Cindric day. But 11th place. Everyone else finished inside the top 10. Good day for them. Eric Jones, obviously a phenomenal day. I think he finished, 2nd place. Legacy Motor Club as a whole finished good. Nemechek was inside the top 15, but Eric Jones up front all day. Had a shot to win if his pit crew wasn't so bad. He lost a couple spots there on the last couple laps. Cole Custer, another good day. Getting to be a consistent thing for that team. Another top 20. They're getting pretty good. You gotta celebrate the little wins. Also, I did have Austin Cindric specifically. He started nearly last in the field, finished 11th place. I had my eye on him. Go figure. That was a good day. What about you? Good surprise.
I mean, you covered most of them.
Mm-hmm.
I did put Denny Hamlin on there because I do think he needs a...
Adam, but you can go.
Okay. On there, but this is before he won the race that I said he came from the back to the front. I mean, he had a great day. Like, I don't want to take away from it, but he obviously drove through all the cars. The wrecks did help, bringing the field close together.
To be fair, he wasn't one, though. He was backwards at one point during the day.
And then I also had Carson Hocevar, hometown hero at Michigan. He had a great day up there. I know he really wants to win at Michigan. Again, that's his home track. But yeah, he had a great day. He was battling up there for the front, and at one point I thought he had the best car. So Denny Hamlin obviously had that 10-second lead at the end, but I would have loved to see like one more restart if possible and see Denny Hamlin versus Carson Hocevar. Well, at the end, Eric Jones actually might have been really fast too, but between the three of them, they were phenomenal all at the end there.
Yeah.
Those are my good surprises. Bad surprise, Alex Bowman. I know there was a record for how many cautions there were today at Michigan. I don't remember what the number was. Alex Bowman, I don't think was in any of them. And for someone that's desperately needing points, he should, and a lot of these cautions were the front runners. You would think that Alex Bowman would be at least top 10, if not, higher up on factor all day long. I think he finished 19th, and then I also had William Byron, who was up there, but then he dropped back at the end. I'm still not sure what the reasoning was, and then he finished 18th. Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott did win a stage, and Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson both looked like they had really strong cars, and that, like I said, William Byron did look like he was strong there, but another day. Hendrick Motorsports only has one person in the top 10. Kyle Larson finished 4th, and he had that horrible restart, so most of it was him making up spots. He was down to 11th place, maybe even a little bit further, and drove his way back up. But another bad day for Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of like the Spire Motorsports of last year, where they start good and they just can't stay up there. But I mean, Byron was running up there, Larson was running up there, Chase Elliott, I think, probably had the fastest car, at least throughout the day. I think he did. So they had speed. It's just they couldn't quite finish it. I also had Byron. Brad Keselowski, 31st, was in 2 crashes today. Just couldn't keep it up the fence. He's horrible here at his home track. Very sad for him. Also, I did want to also mention, I had one more good surprise. JJ Yeley, 21st place.
Hell yeah,
Crazy.
JJ!
We love JJ around here. I couldn't believe it. I was like, is that a mistake? But it wasn't. So that's all I got. You got anything else for the current race? Or we go to off track?
Did you have any more bad surprises? Or
No, it was just Byron and Keselowski, the crasher.
Yeah. All right, then I'm ready for off-track news.
Brad Keselowski. We have a tiny little nugget of NASCAR news this week. The cell phone companies that are held by Spire owner Jeff Dickerson and Chris Gabehart will be releasing the deleted text messages between the two of them as agreed on by both parties. So we'll see what those look like. Very interested to see what those look like. They were deleted for a reason, so they should be spicy. A bit of controversy this week. Denny Hamlin says 4 hours of racing is too long. He also defended the stages for TV, saying that they're needed. I want your thoughts on this before I give mine.
Well, I have a couple things to say. So we go from 4 hours last week to, I said to you before this race started, this should be a quick race. It's Michigan. It's always a quick race. Ha ha! Ha ha! Well, it wasn't. And it didn't help that there was a red flag in there. But I said to you, so Connor Zillage started the race, crashed, I think, on lap 2 or 3. And then I felt like we were under caution for a good period of time. And then we went green again, whatever. I didn't notice it as much. But then Connor Zillage spun and hit the wall again. Now, I know he had to get towed back. I felt like we were under caution for so long. So the first one is just a little spin. Now, again, the second one he had to get towed back. And he did hit the wall. But, what the hell is taking so long? That is what I think is holding up these races. Is that we're just doing caution laps. What the hell is taking so long? I understand the stage cautions and that people just feel like we're under caution for a long time during the stage breaks and then we're just wasting laps. I get that. And I do feel like, one, the stage breaks take a while and I do think the cautions take a while. I understand that we have to get commercials in. But, specifically on Prime, we can go side by side. And Fox was, you know my thoughts on that, but Fox was said they were going to do that too, and then sometimes we'd go full screen.
Yeah.
But I think, I know what you're asking me is 4 hours too long or whatever. It was like, that's what Denny Hamlin said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I will never say I want less racing, but I just think that a lot of the reason that it's taking so long is that we're just running caution laps. Why are we taking so long to get these cars to the garage, to clean stuff up, and then just waiting around? Just throw the fucking green flag.
Yeah, I mean, well, I would even say the first caution with Connor Zolch where he spun, and, you know, there was no issue. That was like lap 2. We went back green, like lap 8? What are you running around?
7, yeah.
What are you running around 5 laps of caution for? He spun. He's fine. There's no debris. I don't understand it. I said, I do think that 4 hours of racing is too long if it's not the Coke 600. Coke 600, that's your special race. I get it. But I do think the races should be a little shorter. I like the shorter races. I like the O'Reilly length. I understand if you want to go a little bit more than that, but I think they should be a little shorter. And I don't mind the stages. I understand they're for TV, but I like the built-in bathroom break. Because sometimes you gotta go.
I don't mind the stages. I just think we're running too many laps under the stage cautions. Mm-hmm. That's what is bothering me. And for the people... So, these races last week at Nashville and then Charlotte, they both ended after like 12 a.m. That, I think, is too late. So Charlotte, I'm going to give kind of a break because that's always a late race.
Yeah.
But, like, you know these races are going to be late. Start them an hour or 2 hours earlier.
Yeah.
Why is Nashville... And so I know that it's hot there. So I know that's the reason I believe that they ran the race late. But, like, why is Nashville running at 7 p.m.?
Swap it with Watkins Glen where it was like 40 degrees outside.
Yeah, like, exactly. I mean, put me in charge of the schedule.
I agree. Let's see. Sad news. Once again, we lost someone else in the NASCAR community. Hall of Famer Ned Jarrett passes away on June 5th. We've lost a lot of legends here in the past year frame. Very unfortunate. Okay,
well, I'm going to jump in because I want to keep going. So, two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. He won his titles in 1961 and 1965, and he had 50 Cup Series wins. But the interesting thing I saw, and I did verify it, is there was a tweet from N. DeGroot89, which is someone I've never heard of before, which is why I verified it, because I'm like, what's this guy's credibility?
Who the hell is this?
Well, it was true. He said, with the exception of Richard Petty, every other NASCAR Cup Series champion from 1980 and earlier is no longer with us. I think that's crazy. But yeah, it's true. I looked it up. Every single one from the start to 1980. And then after that, like a couple more years, besides Richard Petty, the only other one that was alive still is Darrell Waltrip. So yeah, that's crazy, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wild.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Richard Childress held a press conference on Saturday. In it, he said that they plan to announce Kyle Busch's extension with RCR this weekend. He also says that Austin Hill will be in the 33 car for the rest of the season, calling it a burden to swap out drivers. My take from that, Jesse Love is leaving RCR. He's got to ride somewhere else. Thoughts?
Well, I mean, I can jump into then my other little rumor thing that they had is that Jesse Love, the rumors that sponsorship might be tough for Jesse Love because he's under 21, and there's like nicotine sponsorship that Kyle Busch originally had for the 8 car. And since Jesse Love isn't 21, you know, can he be the face of the nicotine car? And I think that's a tough subject. And I was going to ask your opinion on it. I agree that probably Jesse Love shouldn't be thrown in the car if there's nicotine sponsorship because, one, I think it's bad publicity for Richard Childress Racing, but 2, I think it's bad publicity for the sponsor, and you don't want that sponsor to pull out. You know how valuable and important it is to get money and sponsorship for the NASCAR Cup Series. It's so goddamn expensive. Teams go under, you know, in the O'Reilly Series, the Truck Series, the Cup Series, the ARCA Series, whatever, your local short track, all the time because there's not enough money.
AM Racing.
You have a sponsor willing to give money in the NASCAR Cup Series, the most expensive series. Maybe Austin Hill takes over for the rest of the year. I think they're talking about 2027 in this tweet that I saw, or this rumor that I saw. But, like, maybe let Austin Hill. It's not worth jeopardizing that money that you're getting from that sponsor, in my opinion. So, again, publicity for Richard Childress Racing, publicity for the nicotine sponsor. Yeah, I understand why Jesse Love might not be in the car.
Mm-hmm. I agree. If you have anything else, because I figured I'd end on mine here. My last little bullet point.
Let's see. My exciting news of the week. You knew I was excited about this. Kevin Magnussen will make his NASCAR debut in the Project 91 car at San Diego. I watched a little bit Formula 1. I liked Kevin Magnussen. I also watched Formula 1 Drive to Survive. I always liked him. I think that'll be fun to see if he can make the race.
Was he in the Haas car in Formula 1?
Yep. Yeah.
Interesting that he was in conjunction with Project 91 and not necessarily Haas. Maybe he doesn't like Haas anymore after they fired him.
Donovan Williams was given Hendrick Motorsports Spirit Award after Donovan saw a pit cart break loose and aiming for Amanda Busick. Donovan jumped in front of Amanda Busick to take the brunt of the violent impact. Hendrick Motorsports said this award is only given on special occasions. So that story happened a couple weeks ago. I just thought that was a nice thing that the Hendrick Motorsports gave him that award. Obviously, he suffered injuries at the time, but both now are okay. And I think he came back the next day to pit for one of the junior motorsports cars or something. So, but nice. They said it's a rare occasion to give that award, and I think that's a nice thing that Hendrick Motorsports did.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing I have. You didn't end up watching it, like I said you should.
Nope.
NASCAR released a mini-movie called NASCAR vs. Navy on Prime Video. It features Christopher Bell, Connor Zilch, Noah Gragson, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Blaney, and Carson Hocevar. Let me be honest. I saw that this was going to come out, and I said, my thoughts on this is going to be fucking awful. This is NASCAR drivers allegedly making a movie. I can't imagine any of these drivers being able to act well. I think it's going to be absolutely terrible. And who in NASCAR is writing a movie? I'm like, this is going to be tough. I went on my lunch break. I think it was on Friday. And I said, I am going to force myself, because it's 27 minutes long, I'm going to force myself to watch this movie for the podcast and not have any distractions and force myself to watch it. So I put it on. Not gonna lie, I liked it. It was actually pretty good. Ryan Blaney. If NASCAR someday doesn't work out, he's a pretty good actor, I thought. Some of the other drivers, Christopher Bell, I don't know, I can't think of, he might have had 2 lines in the whole thing. Ryan Blaney, though, give that guy a friggin' Oscar. It was great. And the storyline was pretty good. I was interested. I was impressed. Like I said, I went in with low expectations. I was like, this is gonna fucking suck. But no, I thought it was great. I told you to watch it. You didn't watch it?
Nope.
He said he had his YouTube to watch.
Yep. Had a lot of videos queued up.
Nerd videos.
Oh, also, and Summer Games Fest. I want to watch that. Announcement of new games. Very important. Unfortunately, NASCAR had to get sidelined for that.
Alright. I'm done on my end.
Okay. Well, I figured, no O'Reilly this week. I figured we could go into a bit of O'Reilly's silly season. You and I could speculate on who keeps a ride, who doesn't. We'll start with Haas Factory Team. The 0 was Sheldon Creed. Is he on the hot seat? Yes or no? I'd say he's probably fine. He got his first win this year, but results as of late have not been as good.
I expect both there next year.
Including Sam Mayer, the 41 car, I was next asking you.
Yep.
He's been decent as of late. It's kind of been the opposite, actually. He's been, honestly, once Sheldon Creed started sucking, that's when Sam Mayer started doing pretty good, but let's see. Junior Motorsports, we got the one of Carson Quaffle. Hot seat or no? Obviously, he's not in the car full time, but he's the primary driver, I would say.
So here's my problem. Both Raja and Carson are part-time in those seats, and I think a lot of it might be, I think Dale Jr. said, and maybe Kelly, that a lot of it's to do with sponsorship. That makes me nervous. If they can find sponsorship and can get that all sorted, I think both of them stay. But I don't know. And I also don't think I think Raja's good, but I don't think he's performing as well in some of the races. I think sometimes he gets in his head and makes mistakes. Carson, I think, is pretty consistent when he's in the one, but he's not as consistent when he's in the other car, which obviously makes sense because that's crappier equipment.
Mm-hmm.
But both Raja and Carson I'd be worried about for sponsorship reasons more than performance. But if we're going to look at performance, I would probably pick Carson over Raja, which I know is a hot take because Raja is well liked.
Yeah, I would say Raja, once he gets to the front, is too aggressive. Carson, once he gets to the front, I would say is often not aggressive enough, besides that one restrictor plate track that we just went to. Justin Allgaier, I think he comes back. Sammy Smith in the 8 car. Where's he been? He's been very quiet all year. Does he come back?
I feel like Dale Jr., if you listen to the Dale Jr. download, loves Sammy Smith. I kind of agree with what you said. It's kind of like, where's he been? If I had to guess, I would say Carson or Raja would get replaced before him. So, which would make me think that Sammy Smith is safe, but again, I don't know. I also don't know who's up and coming that they would move up. So.
Yeah. I agree. Let's see. For Richard Childress Racing, we got the 2 of Jesse Love, 21 of Austin Hill. I mean, that's the kind of thing of where I think would say both of us probably expect neither one of them to be back there. Who does RCR put in the seats? Who's up and coming? Cletus? I hope not. No offense to him. I saw him running the truck race. I was watching his onboard. Mm-hmm. The guy was afraid to put the throttle down, and then when he did, he spun out.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of truck drivers that maybe they'd bring up. Honeycutt, I could see moving up next year. Mm-hmm. He's someone in my mind. Riggs, I could see moving up. I don't necessarily know, though, if he would go to RCR.
Yeah, well, Honeycutt, I believe, is a Toyota. Riggs is a Ford, so...
But if O'Reilly's calling,
yeah,
wouldn't you go? I mean, I understand the manufacturer, but...
Yeah, I mean, for Toyota, there's not too many seats that you would think would be open. Maybe, the third legacy car... That could be open if it doesn't go to Riley Herbst. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The 17 Hendrick Motorsports, driven by Corey Day.
I expect Corey Day to stay there one more year. I expect Alex Bowman to stay there one more year. There's a lot of rumors floating around this week that Alex Bowman's retiring. What are these people talking about? The only reason I would say that Alex Bowman would pull himself out, which I don't think he would be obviously his injury, which is what I think that they're getting at. But Alex Bowman said either last week or 2 weeks ago that he is the best he's probably going to be. Mm-hmm. So, like, if this is the best he's going to be, I know he just had a crappy finish, but, like, it's not like he's running, like, 30th place every week. And like,
yeah, he's had good runs.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is a crappy finish this week where I said, where is he? But... I think Alex Bowman will stay, Hendrick one more year, Corey Day will stay in Hendrick in O'Reilly one more year, and then Corey Day will get moved up.
Yeah, the only reason I could ever see him pulling himself out is if maybe he gets another concussion. Mm-hmm. But even that, I don't know. Joe Gibbs Racing, the 18 of William Sawalich. I expect him to stay. He's looked good. Mm-hmm. He's looked solid this year.
I think both him and Brent Cruz will stay a year, and then it's who gets the 11th seat the following year if Hamlin retires. In my mind, I would say probably Cruz gets it, but...
we got 2 more. Brandon Jones, obviously he brings sponsorship. I think he probably stays, because also he's having a pretty solid year for him. And then the 54 of Taylor Gray, another one. He got a win, I believe, this year, right? Or was that last year? I can't remember. But besides that, he's been quiet.
Yeah. He's someone that I'd actually kind of worry about, and... That would be someone that I could see that Honeycutt could take over. Yeah,
that's a good point. Because he's been... I had him as a... I know there's no Champ 4 anymore, but I had him like Final 4 in the chase points. And he's looked pretty horrible, actually, as of late. Sam Hunt Racing. 24, Harrison Burton. 26, Dean Thompson. As of late, if you sign the contracts today, I'd keep Dean Thompson because he's been outperforming. Harrison Burton, I'd be worried for, though. I know we said this last week.
Yeah. I don't know necessarily who you would replace with because I think a lot of these drivers, like when you look at Parker Retzlaff, you'd think he might go like either to a better team. I can actually consider Vikings Motorsports right now better than Sam Hunt Racing. Down. So if Parker Retzlaff's going to move around, I would expect him to go to either one of the better O'Reilly teams or like a really crappy Cup team. But I don't know who you would replace on Sam Hunt Racing, so I kind of think that Harrison Burton might stay another year, but I could, again, at the same time, I could see him get replaced because he's been running horrible this year.
Yeah, I mean, he was very good last year about kind of keeping the equipment together, but this year, it has been a rough year. And I'm rooting for Harrison, but it's been rough. Jordan Anderson Racing, 27 of Jeb Burton. Quiet year, and I mean quiet in a bad way.
See, I actually thought he was having like a pretty decent year. Unless I'm missing something. I thought he's been kind of like right around like 10th place or whatever most of these races.
I just expect him to. He's always been the top performer at Jordan Anderson Racing. I just thought he's been having a bit of an off year. Okay, you think he's good. 31 of Blaine Perkins. I don't even know how he has it right. No disrespect to him, but he is consistently the worst driver on that team. Yeah. Period. He's been not good. Unless he brings sponsorship, I would be surprised if he's back. I'm surprised if he's back this year. Alpha Prime Racing, the 44 of Brennan Poole, he's looked very good. He's outperformed. But then the real one, 45, LeVar Scott. Contrary to what Dustin Albano's article said, he's been horrible.
I think, so it's his rookie year. I think that he'll stay at least one more year. Give him another shot. I always say, too, that I think people get rushed out and they need a little time to figure the car out, figure the tracks out, figure themselves out, and, like, learn their strengths and weaknesses. So I say give him another year and then go from there before they make any big decisions.
Yeah, but he has been horrible. The 48, Big Machine Racing, Patrick Staropoli.
I didn't necessarily understand the
switch
change at the beginning of the year, because I thought Nick Sanchez was going to be really strong in that car. Patrick Staropoli, I don't know. I guess let's see if this was just a one-year deal, or I think Nick Sanchez is better. I can't imagine that Nick Sanchez would want to go back after he got dropped the first time, but I still think Nick Sanchez is better than him.
Yeah,
and I think they could find someone better than him.
I could see the 48 being a destination if it's a one-year deal with Patrick. I could see the 48 being a destination of even one of the junior motorsports drivers like you brought up. If they get, released, it could be a destination for them. And then Viking Motorsports, 96 of Anthony Alfredo, 99 of Parker Retzlaff. Who stays? Who goes? But they both stay. They both go.
A lot of rumors going around with Parker. If Parker doesn't get a better ride, I don't know why he would ever leave for Viking Motorsports. He's obviously outperforming in that equipment, but Anthony Alfredo isn't. I think Parker's doing so good that it's overshadowing Anthony Alfredo, but they're both doing good in, like, average equipment. Yeah.
Anthony especially has come on as of late. Even if he hasn't been as good as Parker, he's definitely, I think, been better as of late. My thing is, if Parker Retzlaff, there's rumors, with him and obviously he did the thing with Legacy Motor Club. If he does sign on to be the reserve driver for Legacy, he can't go and drive a Chevrolet, which is Viking Motorsports. So, at that point, maybe he does replace Harrison Burton in the Sam Hunt car, or maybe if he gets a gift from God, he goes to JGR in the O'Reilly series. But I don't see him. I'd be surprised if he was in that 99. I'd be sad for him if he stayed in the 99 car because there was no other options for him. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I might even be sadder for him if he went to Sam Hunt Racing, just based off of how the year's gone. But that's all I got for O'Reilly's silly season, unless you got anything else.
You didn't say DGM, Josh Williams. Right now he's doesn't have much sponsorship.
But he's not full-time.
Oh, well, he was supposed to be, but he got replaced for no sponsorship. I think they're having sponsorship woes.
Yeah. He's horrible. DGM's horrible. I didn't think it was even worth bringing it up. There's teams I didn't talk about, but I thought I'd mention what I would consider to be the heavy hitters.
Right.
Not DGM. Bottom of the barrel. Even though Carson Quaffle did have that good run once with them. Mm-hmm. But notice I said once.
Was that the road course?
I think so. Crazy.
That's all I got.
Curse worse than death driving the DGM car. Well, folks, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed. If you do, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next week at Pocono.
Hopefully you can see me since I've been in the dark the whole time. If not, one-man show. Just Josh.
If the lights are on me, it's okay. I will not rise to the occasion when they are brightest. But, all right, folks. See you next week. Bye-bye.
See ya.